Hey humans, what's up, bruh? What's good, bruh? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yo, Tease, what it do? I don't know. No, I haven't watched The Last of Us. I don't really usually watch shows when they first come out. I'm not saying it never happens, but I'm usually someone who waits for like a season or waits for, a little while. Hey TJ, any advice for someone who suffers from a foot fetish? It literally ruins my life how controlling it is. If your foot fetish is ruining your life, I feel like that has more to do with how you're dealing with having a foot fetish than it does to do with your actual foot fetish. Because I feel like there's plenty of people out there with foot fetishes that it's not ruining their life. I mean, this shouldn't be like a serious issue. I don't really understand how it even could be. I don't really get that. Like, what? I don't get the foot thing. Yeah, I don't really get it either. I feel like a foot can be like fun if you're actually having sex or whatever. I feel like, give the foot a little tickle maybe. Or like suck on a toe or something. But like I don't get like just being turned on by the sight of a foot. For me that's more like I don't totally discount the foot in the bedroom or whatever, but like I ain't getting hyped up for the foot, you know what I mean? I'm not like, yeah, foot. But I don't really care either. There's like a million parts of the body that I think are way more appealing looking. Butts, thighs, tummies, boobs, faces. I don't know. Hands and feet, like I'll accept a hand job or a foot job for that matter. But like I ain't getting turned on at the sight of that shit. I ain't gonna be like, oh wow, a hand, oh wow, a foot. Just doesn't do anything for me. Thoughts on the belly button? I don't really feel like it has, once again, visually speaking, I'm not like looking at it like, whoa, yeah, belly button. Nose fetish. Who could forget it? Some people are really into armpits. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think an armpit can be attractive. But once again, I don't know. It's like, I don't even know if it'd crack my top 10 like body parts to fetishize or sexualize or whatever. Go back to bed, TJ. Dude, I tried. I woke up. When I went to bed, the clock in my kitchen said 3:13. And I know I laid in that bed for like at least 20 minutes or something, 30 minutes, which is actually a short time for me to get to sleep. Usually getting to sleep is way worse. So I must have been pretty tired. So I probably went to bed around like 3, we'll say 30. I actually fell asleep. But then I woke up and it was like 9. And I'm like, that's just like 5.5 hours. It's not too bad. But like, I'm like, I could sleep more than that. I tried. And I just couldn't do it. could not go back to sleep. Even though I don't feel like super amped up awake or anything, but you know, whatever. So here I am. I'm just going to talk to you guys instead. Money for the great scammer Lance Sloan. Cool. Big shoulders on women. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a thing for it either, but you know, hey, whatever. Do you get sleep paralysis? I used to get sleep paralysis when I was growing up. I don't really get it too much anymore. I think it's been a couple of years now since I've experienced any symptoms of sleep paralysis. When I was younger, I used to get sleep paralysis pretty bad. You know, I'd wake up unable to move, and I'd feel this sense of dread. I'd always feel like I was in the presence of some sort of malicious entity. You know, and sometimes I'd even see, you know, like figures walking around the room or looming over me or whatever. Shadowy creatures, you know. But, you know, it's like whatever. Those are called hypnagogic hallucinations. It's basically your brain is still dreaming, even though you're conscious. Was it you who told the story of trying to catch your sleep paralysis demon? That was me, yeah. I was about 15 years old. We had moved into a new house that was very strange. It was like an incomplete house. It was very clear that someone had bought up some property in the woods and decided to build their dream home and then gone over budget and struggled to complete it. It was also obvious that the person was a middling carpenter at best and tried to do a lot of stuff themselves that they shouldn't have. So the house was full of like weird angles and, you know, it just was not a well-constructed house. But I remember I was laying in my bed. Now, I very rarely in my life have had a bed frame. Far more common for me is a box spring and then a mattress on top of it. And I don't really have bed frames usually. You know, I'm pretty rough on beds. I tend to like throw myself at them. And so, you know, I've actually broken a few bed frames. And I don't feel like spending the money to get a good one. So I just sleep on a box spring mattress, you know. Not a mattress on the floor, but only one step above. So I'll, anyway, when I was 15, that's what I was sleeping on. So my mattress is pretty close to the floor, but not quite at floor level. So I remember I was laying in bed and I was kind of laying on my side. I was on my my right side. And I woke up and I didn't have paralysis. I could move, but I felt the sense of an entity. I felt the sense of there's something in this room with me. So I look at the foot of my bed and there is this figure standing there, you know, shrouded in black, you know, wearing some sort of black hood or something like that, some kind of cloak. And it did the gesture from the film Dark City. I don't know if you've ever seen Dark City, but the aliens in Dark City can make people fall asleep simply by going, sleep. And people are just like, oh. And it did that to me. It did the little sleep. It didn't say sleep, but it went. And I was like, oh, okay. And I went back to bed. Like, even though I'd just seen this horrific entity at the foot of my bed, it just went. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to sleep now. And so I laid my head back down. And the next morning, I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? The fuck was that shit? Did I dream that? It didn't feel like a dream. My dreams you could never mistake for reality. I don't have photorealistic dreams. I know some people who do. Some people have dreams that are very similar to reality. My dreams are not that immersive, you know. I'll have some interesting dreams, but you can always tell they're dreams. My dreams are very dark, staticky, and colors are muted usually, you know. I don't have very vivid dreams in a visual sense. They're more rough sketch kind of things. So it didn't really feel like a dream because I remembered it too clearly. And so I made up my mind, if I ever fucking see that thing again, before it can do that little sleep bullshit to me, I'm going to attack it. Right? So, about 2 weeks go by. And I wake up once again in the middle of the night. And once again, I just sense like it's there again. I know it's there again, right? So I get up. I mean, well, first I look to see if it's there, and then I basically just jump out of bed towards it as quick as possible because I want to fucking catch it. I want to catch it and beat its ass. That's my plan. And I don't know what sort of skills this thing has, but it's violating the sanctity of my room. So I'm like, fuck that thing, you know. And so I jump at it, and you know, I try to tackle it, but there's nothing there to tackle. And so I'm on the ground, you know, I'm just like, oh fuck. I'm on my hands and knees on my floor at this point, having failed to tackle this thing. And I was like looking at the ground like, oh, thank God, it's fucking not real. And then I look up above me. Like I look over my shoulder like this. And I just see its head. Its head's just floating there in the air. And I could see its face pretty clearly at this point. And it's got like these tattoos and things like all over its face. It's got like the basic head shape of like one of those gray aliens, but it has these like facial tattoos. And it kind of looks at me. And I don't know if it winked or if that's just an embellishment my mind is adding later, but I think it did wink. And then it's sort of the head vanished in like a little poof of like ethereal smoke. So that was basically that incident. And then I did see that thing one other time after that. I was laying for some reason, I can't remember, in the top bunk of a bunk bed. You know, and Scotty was sleeping in the bottom bunk. And I was laying on my side facing the wall. And I just had the feeling like, it's fucking there again. So I roll over, and of course it's just like standing there looking at me right in the face. And I just like throw a fucking tired ass punch at its face, like, get the fuck away from me. And it goes flying back. My fist doesn't connect with anything, of course. It just floats back, hits the wall, but just turns into like smoke when it hits the wall, and the smoke, of course, vanishes shortly thereafter. And you know, I've never seen the fucking thing again since then. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting sort of like thing. I sometimes kind of wish that it would come back for a little encore presentation. Spice up my nights a little bit. But I don't know. That's where you hallucinated the same being 3 times. Well, maybe more than that, because there was an incident when I was younger. Now, it was pretty typical for me to see, like, sort of just like looming figures or whatever, but then it would always turn out to be like a piece of furniture or something in the morning, you know? But the times when there was like a moving entity, I remember I woke up one night, and this was back when I was like, I don't know, maybe 10 or younger, 9 or 10 years old, possibly even younger than that. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about what age I was, but it was probably around 10. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw just like a cloaked and hooded figure that very easily could have been, I mean, it's the same body type as the one we were talking about. And I saw it just walking across the room. And it went into this little, you know, groove or whatever the fuck. I don't know what you call it when there's like a window that's like inset. It like juts out of the, you know, I don't know what you call that. But he walked into that thing. And, you know, I spent the rest of the night just staring at that spot, waiting for him to come back out. Of course, morning came and there was, you know, nothing there. So you could even say that that was the same entity, quote unquote, if you wanted to. But yeah, it was pretty freaky shit. It's either a mental construct or an alien. Yeah, I don't know. I just realized I could call TJ Thomas. It sounds totally wrong, but it's technically correct. Yeah, I've literally never gone by Thomas in my life. The only person who ever called me Thomas was a horribly obnoxious math teacher that literally refused to call me TJ, even though that's been my name for my entire life. That's what my parents called me growing up. That's what everyone's always called me. But his ass just like, I refuse to call you initials. It's like, motherfucker, fuck you. You'll call me whatever the fuck I want you to, you punk ass bitch. But I didn't say that. I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. So I didn't stand up for myself or anything. TJ literally tried to fight his demons, lol. Yeah. Still up or just woke up? Yeah, I woke up at like 9. I was telling them earlier, I basically got like 5.5 hours of sleep. I wanted more, but just wasn't happening, so fuck it, whatever. Baby Yaga. I thought you were an atheist. Ghosts aren't real, boy. I never said they were. I'm just telling you about what I experienced. I'm not proclaiming that it's ghosts or aliens or anything. Just letting you know the first-hand experiences that I had. I personally attribute them to hallucinations, but, you know. By the way, you could be an atheist and believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts personally, but I'm that math teacher, Thomas, and I know about ghosts, brah. That was definitely a ghost. Well, hey, you go. I mean, like, it's completely possible to deny the existence of God and still believe in ghosts. I think that's not untenable. Personally, I don't believe in either one. But if you were going to ask me which one is more likely, I guess I'd say probably ghosts. I just never have seen anything that compelled me to believe in ghosts at all. Have you been awake all night? No, for the fucking goddamn millionth time. Whether or not God is real, evil most definitely is. No, it's not. Sorry to break it to you. Still just, you're still in the realm of subjectivity there. Doesn't Paul believe in ghosts? I don't know. I think that his rational brain doesn't, but I think there's definitely a part of him that believes in ghosts. I don't think there is a part of me that believes in ghosts. There's definitely a part of me that believes in aliens, like alien visitation. It's a small part, but as the poster in Fox Mulder's office says, I want to believe. You know what I mean? I just have too many questions about ghosts that no one can seem to answer. Like, I always remember, like, ghosts are never naked, you know? They're always wearing clothes. Why? Did their clothes die? And if a ghost was in a wheelchair, do they get, like, a ghost wheelchair? Or do they just have to, like, drag themselves around? Or do their legs suddenly work? I don't know. Like, if you see a Civil War ghost, it's still wearing all its Civil War shit, you know? How come ghosts can walk through walls, but they don't fall through floors? You know? These are the things I wonder about ghosts. And, like, shouldn't there be, like... We should be maggoty with ghosts. Like, if there's ghosts, they should just be fucking everywhere, right? I don't know. Some people say that ghosts are not actually conscious. They're just like, you know, impressions of memory left over from like a past time or whatever. But then there's so many instances of people claiming they have interacted with them. So I don't know. Doesn't really make sense. I don't know if the video is still up on my channel, but there was a video where I picked up some kind of weird EVP shit, you know? You know, people will do that EVP shit where they'll record stuff in like a haunted house and then they'll hear like a voice on the tape. That happened to me once. I don't know where. I was shooting a video and I don't know. I can't remember what the fuck it said or anything, but I do remember I was editing it afterwards. This is like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. But there was some kind of weird little moment in the video where this like voice that was definitely not mine. And I don't remember fucking, there's no explanation for where it fucking came from, but it definitely sounded like a human voice and it said like some words. But it was only like a little brief, like 2-word sentence. I wasn't close enough to a TV or anything to pick that up, so I just don't know. I don't know where the fuck it came from. Coolman claims he remembers it. I don't remember. It might still be somewhere up on the channel. That was definitely during the time when I was cranking videos out, so I don't really remember. Electronic hiss. Psst, 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 where's the RV trip? I don't remember. It sounded like a girl voice. AM radio waves. I mean, maybe. I don't fucking know. But there was a little moment there where there was some kind of audio interference or something happened. Holy shit, I actually remember that. Some of you guys claim to remember this shit. I don't know. It might still be on the channel somewhere. I cannot fucking for the life of me remember what video that's in. Pick up radio on my music equipment all the time. Yeah, but this is a fucking camera. Like, there's no component of it that's supposed to be able to pick up radio signals. I don't know. Yeah. It's the only time it's ever happened to me, and I record shit all the time, so. But I just don't know. I don't really have an explanation. Radio signals, I don't know if that's feasible or whatever, but there was definitely something that happened. Could have just been like a weird echo. Fucking sound hit the wall in a weird fucking way. I don't know. But yeah, it sounded like a girl's voice. About to take my dog to the vet to get her all her vaccines like the sheep she is. Fucking sheep dog. Dog sheep. If you listen to white noise on headphones, you'll hallucinate a bunch of stuff. It's a bias thing. I tried that. I don't know why. Maybe I just gave up before I got to the hallucination part. But they were like, yeah, you know, you fucking... If you put on a blindfold and you listen to white noise, you know, within 15 minutes, you'll start to hallucinate. And I sat there for like 30 minutes and I never hallucinated shit. So I was just like, fuck this. I'll just fucking take some acid. This is too hard. Dogtism. I don't really understand the difference between white noise, brown noise, red noise, black noise. They got all these like color coded and they all just sound the same to me. They're all just like, all right. They all sound horrible. I do not for the life of me understand anyone who fucking thinks that sound is relaxing. To me, that sound is fucking grating as shit. TJ, I have to decide if I should eat some mushrooms and 200 mcg of LSD at my breakfast this morning, and I decided that I should ask you to decide on my behalf. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know. Make sure you're supervised or whatever, but... There's a vault in Fallout 3 where they play white noise over the speakers for decades, and all the people within went insane. Cool. Brown noise is after taco night. Lol. I get that it's a microdose of acid, but I wouldn't stack two hallucinogens. Yeah, that's true. You never know what they might like. They might be fighting in your brain. Or I don't know, maybe it's like super fucking cool. I don't know. That guy might as well be the guinea pig for it. Let's find out. Do you like poker / Texas Hold'em? Not really. Dun, dun, dun. Someone should make a deep fat fried compilation, but it's just Scotty saying TJ. Someone already did that with DP back in the day. There was already a compilation of all the time Scotty. TJ, 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 TJ. Random question, TJ. Do you like Indian food? I love Indian food, but I don't get to eat it very much because my wife doesn't really like it. So, meh. Why are the last 2 onion nuggets on DFF's videos on the channel? Because we've changed monetization strategies. they're going to go up elsewhere in clip form. Should be the last 3 that aren't up, though. Unless we forgot to take the last one down. I don't know. Really can't check right now because I'm doing this. So I can't. I don't want to log off this channel. I mean, I guess it wouldn't interrupt the stream, but whatever. LSD plus Indian food equals good time. I can't imagine eating. I never want to eat on mushrooms or acid. Pretty much destroys my appetite. Maybe that's what I need to do for my next diet. Just need to go on the LSD diet. Just trip every day so that I don't want to fucking eat. I was able to view the latest Nugget without being a patron. DFF literally tweeted the link and it's still up. Yeah, we're not gonna bother trying to take the links down or anything. Like, if you have the unlisted link, go ahead and you can watch it, but it's not gonna be archived on YouTube though. Totally forgot I got some DMT left, 2 for the peak. Ooh, yeah. TJ, how you been doing with your time management and staying on task as of recent? I hope you've been doing better. I was doing a lot better when I had Adderall, but I moved and I haven't got a new doctor yet, and I don't know how hard it's going to be to get a new Adderall script, so I definitely want to, like, get back on some sort of, like, ADHD shit, because otherwise my focus is like way diminished. So yeah, I definitely like that drug. That helps. The shiitake mushroom is good for frying. The psilocybin will fry your mind, and the death cow native to my area will just kill you. Yeah, mushrooms, man. They're wild. They're wild things, those mushrooms. I think it'd be easy to get a new script if you already had one. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find a doctor like I had before. Because I was lucky enough to have one of those doctors that was pretty much just like, hey, doctor, you know, this medication, can you, like, give me that? And he's just like, yep, whatever you want. I exist to write prescriptions for whatever people want me to. That was, like, how he viewed his doctoring job. So basically the best doctor ever. He just was a facilitator of whatever drug I wanted. But I don't know if I'm going to find one like that again. I'm going to find some kind of real doctor that's going to fucking have all kinds of stupid fucking opinions and shit. For shame. Those are my favorite doctors. I know, and they're hard to find, you know? You got to go to a bunch of fucking stupid fucking think they know what they're doing doctors before you find that one doctor that's just given up and is like, yeah, I'm just here to write fucking prescriptions. What do you want? Yeah, I'll find them. I just need that fucking Adderall script, man. Because this fucking ADHD fucking sucks balls. I don't want to have to get fucking re-diagnosed, though. because I never really had a proper diagnosis as an adult. I was diagnosed when I was very young, but they were like really over-diagnosing ADD back then, so... But I am like definitely one of the instances of a person that really has it and really needs that shit. Yeah, like I don't want no fucking therapy. It's not because I'm like so... I'm not one of these dudes that just like hates therapy or whatever the fuck for like some toxic reason. I just like... I don't need it. I mean, maybe I need it, but I don't want it. It's like, I don't even want to be fixed, you know? Just give me my fucking drugs. I'll figure it out from there. I'm not interested in talking to some fucking motherfucker. I got you guys for that. You guys are my talk therapy. ADD is a fake Ronald Reagan disease. I don't know. All I know is my brain is a fucking goddamn ball of worms rolling down a hill. And ADAD. I'm sorry, and Adderall fucking, you know, helps the worms form a tighter ball that rolls a little better. Here's a man who brushes his tongue. I have a tongue scraper. Like, it's like metal. My tongue looks like I could use a scraping, honestly. I think maybe a little autistic. I mean, people have told me that, but I don't really think so. But I don't know. I just use my brush and I gag every time. I mean, your gag reflex will still be triggered, but might still be triggered by the scraper, but you don't have to do as much. Like, I could say you could use the scraper about 1/4 as long as it takes to use the brush for the same job. So I definitely prefer the scraper. It's just like, Is it bad to scrape every day? I don't scrape every day, but I'm not a model of oral hygiene to follow, so I brush my teeth like on the occasion that it occurs to me to do so, which is most certainly not daily. So don't take oral hygiene advice from me. I can lift more weight than you, TJ. Okay. Trump is an Adderall addict. That's why he's always snorting and sniffing in public. It's well documented. If Trump's an Adderall addict, he's like the worst Adderall addict ever because he has no fucking ability to focus and he spends all his day watching TV. Like when I spend all day like a fat lump watching TV and I have no focus, that's because I don't have my Adderall. So I don't know, maybe he needs to up the dose. Or maybe he's just so fucking gone that's like getting him into the point where he can focus, even watch TV is already like hard enough. How often do you floss? I don't know. Just shy of never. Why do you hate Revenge of the Sith so much, TJ? Because it's a stupid fucking movie. I mean, it's just really bad. I know that no one likes Maddox anymore for whatever reason. But I feel like his review back in the day of that movie pretty much captures my feelings. Not flossing is gross, not gonna lie. Well, there's a lot of gross people out there then, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that fucking doesn't really do that bullshit. I just don't see... Flossing just seems like a fucking scam to me, to be honest with you. Like, put a string in between your fucking teeth. There you go. You done it. It's like... Because, like, you can do a little experiment with it. Like, you can floss before you brush your teeth, and yeah, you'll find some little plaque on the string. But if you brush your teeth first and then floss, you don't find no plaque on that string, which leads me to believe that brushing your teeth pretty much handles that shit up. So, I don't fuck around with that floss bullshit anymore. Waste of time. Not flossing provides a very unique smell in people's mouths of absolute filth. Like I said, I brush it. I fucking rinse that shit with that fucking whatever gargling bullshit mouthwash. And that pretty much handles that shit. Oh, and the tongue scrape. Honestly, the worst smell in your mouth it's on your tongue. You want to get rid of bad breath, scraping your tongue does more for that than flossing, brushing, or gargling. Scrape that tongue off, most of that smell will leave. It's almost all on the fucking tongue. But yeah, flossing to me is like the most worthless one. Like I said, don't take oral hygiene advice from me. Let's see those teeth. Floss after eating, not brushing. I don't fuck around with no damn strings between my teeth, all right? I don't like that shit. I ain't into it. Sometimes I'll use one of those little, like... I don't know what they're called. A little bullshit. But, you know, I don't fuck around with that bullshit. You know what I got for when I'm out... you know what I do when I have food in between my teeth when I'm done eating? If I really need to fucking address that situation, they got this thing called a fucking toothpick. Tried and true method of fucking handling that shit up. Do you listen to black metal, TJ? No, I listen to pink metal. It sounds the same but cleaner, you know? You get a fucking toothpick, man. Do you go to a dentist every 6 months? I go to the dentist every now and then. It's not every 6 months, but it's like, I don't know, annual, I guess. Probably about due. I usually go there and get my teeth cleaned and get a lecture. TJ do Chelsea got a fat booty. Yep. Flossing so bad, why do my gums bleed so much when I do it? Checkmate. Fair enough. Very metal. TJ, breakfast burrito or breakfast sandwich? I'm not really a big fan of either of those things. But I guess a breakfast sandwich. Especially like a McDonald's breakfast sandwich. I love the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit at McDonald's. That's my favorite. Dentist like this motherfucker again. Congratulations on defeating The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really have the same, you know, gravitas that it once did, but, you know. What kind of music do you listen to, TJ? I'm almost scared to ask. So most of what I listen to is at this point in my life a lot of 80s rock, and then some like Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, Metallica. I don't know. Like 80s and 90s rock. And then I guess some modern shit too, but more like rock music than anything else. Occasionally I'll listen to like a little like jazz or something for like background stuff. Don't listen. I listen to some punk sometimes too. Maybe like 5% of the time I'll listen to some punk rock or something instead. But yeah, usually it's like 80s rock and 90s rock and like the few good songs that have been made since 2000 hit and music decided to become total dog shit. Yeah, I'll listen to Tool. I listen to Tool. I listen to Rammstein. What Slipknot tracks you favor? I'm partial to Before I Forget. Virus of Life, pretty good song. I like the whole Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. Probably my favorite Slipknot album. I think it balances their melodic and aggressive side better than any other of their albums do. I feel like all the other ones go too far one way or the other. Soundgarden, never been a big fan. Yeah, I don't really like the McGriddle that much. I don't really get the McGriddle. But whatever. I don't have to eat it. You can eat it. Yeah, I like King Gizzard. I like the song Rattlesnake. I also like the song Nuclear Fusion. Like, Nuclear Fusion. Balls to the Wall by Accept is a masterpiece of metal. Yeah. I like Balls to the Wall. I like Jukebox Hero a lot. I'm a big fan of Meatloaf. I listen to Meatloaf pretty often. Did you see that photo of Marilyn Manson looking really old? Marilyn Manson is really old, but I just saw him celebrating his birthday and he looked fine for his age. What is he, 54, 55 at this point? Yeah, I mean, he looks fine for his age. Mr. Bungle is crazy. I don't know if I know that. Do you listen to Motorhead? Not a lot, but you know, I have a few Motorhead songs in my rotation. Mostly the stuff you'd expect, like Ace of Spades and Eat the Rich and stuff. Meatloaf didn't vax. I mean, he was a moron. I mean, you know, if you know anything about Meatloaf, you know that if you're a Meatloaf fan, you're probably more of like a Jim Steinem fan. I think that's the name of the dude who actually wrote the songs and shit. But whatever. Meatloaf sang the shit out of him. He was a good actor too. But yeah, pretty stupid guy. But whatever, you know, he was a good dude. I don't care if he was kind of dumb. You know, he had other attributes that made up for his stupid fucking nature. So it doesn't really matter that much. Motorhead is great, but 90% of the songs are just Ace of Spades. Yeah, I mean, like, they definitely have a style that they, you know, to me, rode into the ground, but to others, you know, hey, I mean, if you love that sound, you're not going to find it elsewhere. So, you know. Have you ever seen Tenacious D? I've never seen them live, but I like Tenacious D. TJ, what are you going to do today? After I'm done with this, I'm going to go find something to eat. And then I'm going to edit up some clips from yesterday's video. And then I'm going to figure out a release strategy for those clips. And I'm going to talk to Paul about how to put those out. See if he agrees with my release strategy for the clips. And we're going to have a little... We might have a discussion, or I might just send him a document, and he might just either agree or disagree. Scotty said he doesn't want to be part of the process because his cat died yesterday. And he's just like wants some time off, which is understandable. So, yeah, so that's basically my plan for today. And then I was going to try to work on my book some. And, then tomorrow I'm going to be doing an Abandoned Hope for my patrons. And then I'll probably clip some of those up to do some clips on my channel. And then I will be probably Thursday. I'm probably going to focus on getting some taxes shit done because I'm a little bit late on my 2021s. And, I got my 2022s looming over me, so I definitely need to get that shit going. And need to do some shit at the DMV maybe as well that day. So Thursday is like, I've set aside to be like misery day. And then Friday we got another onion nuggets. And then over the weekend I'll probably try to do some more TJ streaming if I can find the energy. So that's my like whole week planned out, I guess, to whatever extent I can actually plan things. If you need an editor on call for DFF, you know where to find me. All right, we'll go edit up the clips from the last one then. The thing is, I've started using this program called Descript that I can basically use to remove the profanity in like one fell swoop, which makes it a lot easier. But it doesn't always work great. It definitely misses some shit. So I think the human touch is still needed. But if you want to fucking go clip up those other, cut clips out of the one we just did, be my fucking guest. I'd rather you do it than me. Don't pay the taxes. Yeah. I like Red from Crimson King. It may be their heaviest album. Or sorry, King Crimson. YouTube is supposedly reviewing the new profanity rule. Hopefully they pull back a bit on that. They really need to because, I was getting monetization on every video I put out. And now I still get the monetization usually, but now it's like everything has to be fucking reviewed. Like their shit's way too sensitive now. And they keep fucking... A lot of times they'll send back manual reviews that say there's profanity in the first 7 seconds of the video and there just isn't. And it's like, you guys are just lying. Like, I don't understand that. So I just fucking hate it. I really hope they do pull back on that. TJ, would you agree the 80s had better movies, but the 90s had better music? I don't know about either of those. I'd have to really think about it, honestly. Thoughts on the Harry Potter movies and how they compare to the books? I remember enjoying the books more. I mean, they're more consistent in terms of like tone, being all written by one person, whereas the movies, they kind of switch directors a few times. And I feel like the best director they ever had, they didn't go with, because the dude that did Prisoner of Azkaban did the best job, I think, of making a Harry Potter movie, and we only did one, so. But yeah, none of those movies are great, but most of them are at least watchable. When I click on a video called Tjam, expect a little harmonica. Well, it's not Tjam, it's TJAM. So it's because I actually it was actually up in the morning like a fucking pleb. So that's what that's about. Gertrude. TJ, why is Azkaban the best to you? My fave too. I don't know, just like it comes the closest to being like a legit, like, wow, this is like a really good film. The other ones, I don't know, they feel a bit more paint by numbers, especially those first two by Chris Columbus. Way too fucking saccharine for me. They're all great if you're a kid. Well, yeah, sure. Fair enough. Have you seen Children of Men? Yeah, I saw that in theaters when it was out. Snape was 20 years too old. I mean, whatever. Alan Rickman fucking killed it, so who cares? Hi, TJ. I don't support your Marxist agenda, but I like you. Why don't you support my Marxist agenda, quote unquote? What's wrong with my Marxist agenda? TJ, do you like Deathly Hollows Part 2? My girlfriend's been watching them like crazy. Snape is the shit. Yeah, not really. No, I didn't really care for the last few films in the series. I don't know. I feel like they got way more condensed and actiony, and I don't know. Something was lost. I am an atheist, but I am a libertarian. Sure. Are you into Korean cinema? No. I don't think so. I can't think of... I mean, there might be some Korean films I've enjoyed, but definitely not like something I seek out. Yeah, Old Boy is a good movie. That's true. TJ, will there be a Terrifier 3? I mean, Terrifier 2 had a budget of like, what, $250,000, and it made like 8 million or 10 million or something. Let me see. Yeah, so Terrifier 2 cost like $250,000 to make and made $12.9 million. So, yeah. So, yeah. I don't see why not. It sounds like Damien Leone is already working on Terrifier 3, so I mean, he's got plenty more money to work with now. Sure about Justin Roiland? Yeah, I don't give a shit either. TJ exists at that time, unpossible. Are you interested in the Last of Us TV series, HBO series? I've heard good things, but I never played the games, and I don't really give a shit. But I don't know. I might check it out one of these days. TJ in your Discord often? I don't see you on it much. Yeah, I don't really go on. I don't really like Discord that much. Actually, I don't have access to my Discord account right now because there were some fraudulent charges, and I charged them back. And I guess Discord gets mad at you when you charge back stuff, so they fucking like, okay, well, your account's suspended. Then I'm like, why should my account be suspended? Because there was fraudulent charges on my account. That doesn't make sense. I mean, if they were just fraudulent charges because someone else had access, that would make sense. But like me charging back the charges that aren't supposed to be there, like why should that lose me my fucking account? That doesn't make any sense. And then like, well, if you fucking cancel the chargebacks, and prove it to us, we'll give you your account back. And I was like, no, that's not how this is gonna fucking work, bro. Just fucking because the chargebacks, I don't fucking think I bought this shit, so just fucking just refund my money and fucking give me my account. Quit being stupid. But I have a different account and I'm on there. Let's see here. I actually should check on that. Yeah, I still haven't heard shit back from these motherfuckers either. Yeah, so their support is just like slow as molasses. Like once I fucking rejected their little bot reply and actually like said something that required human attention, it's been 4 days since I said the initial thing, and it's been 1 day since I reminded them. And I ain't heard shit, so I don't know how long that process is gonna fucking be. But I've heard of it taking a week for people or more, so. Dun, 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 dun. Is James Cameron the most successful director of all time from a financial standpoint? Avatar 2 made 1.9 billion at the box office. I mean, yeah, I think James Cameron is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Come back to Discord so I could send you more hentai. Well, I am on Discord. I'm on a different name. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. Any thoughts on all the Hogwarts legacy discourse? I think a lot of online lefties are being stupid on this one. I don't really know much about the discourse or whatever, but I don't have any issue with people playing the game. I don't really understand what the problem is. J.K. Rowling has already made her money off of it. I really don't give a shit about. I mean, like, you buy like a sandwich. You buy things from transphobes all day, every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. You just don't usually know the political beliefs of people who are selling you shit. In this instance, you do. But I don't know. Like, you can, if the material itself is not transphobic, then like, really, what does it fucking even matter? You know? I just don't know. I don't really fucking see what the big deal is. I don't care who buys or plays the game, but I'm not going to play it because it's anti-Semitic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm never going to fucking... You're never going to see me eschew a piece of media because it's, like, got, like, racism or some stupid shit in it. I don't fucking care. I'm against, you know, that shit in real life, but if some fucking racist ideology comes across in a piece of media, like, whatever, I'm not going to just write off every piece of media that has that. Because, you know, an argument can be made that a lot of great works have that element at you know, present. Like, one of my favorite movies of all time is The Outlaw Josie Wales. And the movie is pretty racist. The book it's based on is insanely racist. Like, way like, insanely super duper dodeca, the South will rise again racist. So, I mean, I don't know, but it's still one of my favorite movies. I just don't give a fuck. Like, you're never gonna get me to give a fuck about that kind of shit. I don't care how much you lecture me. I don't write off people who engage with problematic stuff, just not for me as a Jewish person. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I feel like you're being overly sensitive, but it's your choice. I definitely don't fucking feel like it's my place to tell other people what media to consume. But if you want my opinion on it, which you you never asked for, but you're here, so I'm gonna give it to you anyway. I think you're being overly sensitive. But I also don't feel like... I mean, I'm not gonna play the fucking Hogwarts Legacy game because I just don't give a fuck. Like, I just don't... I don't care that much about video games, and, you know, my affinity for Harry Potter has kind of been, like, broken down, I think. Like, I'm not going to consciously make the decision to, like, J.K. Rowling is a transphobe, therefore I now don't want this, but, like, I literally fucking, like, think she's such an obnoxious twat that I can't even, like, get with her shit anymore. It's not like an intellectual decision. It's more just like a gut reaction of like, fuck that bitch. So, you know what I mean? You're saying if there was some propaganda film saying Nazi Germany was right, you wouldn't mind. You realize you realize that there is like an intense debate around Triumph of the Will, because technically speaking it's one of the most like well-made films of all time by a visionary director, but it's pro-Nazi, and there's been like vigorous debate about that film for like ages about how do you you know, sort of look at this work of cinema that's you know, glorifying the Nazis, and yet is undeniably a fucking effective film that employs like a tremendous amount of artistry and shit. Like, I don't know, how do you appraise that? How do you assess that? Should that continue to exist? I mean, for historical purposes, obviously it should, but I don't know. Like, should people watch that? Should people allow themselves to enjoy that? I don't know. My answer to that question would be like, yeah, if you wanna, but just don't let it be. Don't let it, you know. Just bear in mind, like, don't become a Nazi just because this movie is good, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, whoever said artists are always going to use their powers for good, you know. And you know, if the Nazis had won, like, how would we look at it then? Like, wow, yeah, this is like this glorified, you know, this great classic film. We look at it the same way we look at fucking like Casablanca or something, you know. So I don't know. I watched that crazy long Sean video deconstructing Harry Potter, and I can definitely see problematic elements within the story itself. Not about to start woke scolding fans, though. Yeah, but I feel like until J.K. Rowling came out and did what she did and said what she said, no one was looking for that. Because, like, the reality is, if you go into any piece of media looking for problematic elements, you're going to fucking find them. No matter how enlightened a fucking creator is, they're going to fucking somehow imply something somewhere that's going to be problematic for somebody. Like, come on. Like, that's not even remotely fair. Because you could literally do that to anything. Like, you could go into fucking Sean's body of work in his videos and find, like, oh, man, it's problematic when he said this. Like, who the fuck can't do that? Harry Potter is not some grossly offensive fucking thing. It is not full. It's not chock full of problematic fucking elements. Is there stuff that's like weird or sussy here and there? Maybe, probably. Is that fucking the case for anything? Yeah. You could do that with fucking Star Wars. You could do it with fucking Lord of the Rings. You can do it with any fucking goddamn thing you want to do it with. You can fucking sit there and jerk yourself off about how offensive everything is if you want to. You know? You can bend yourself into pretzels trying to fucking find the offense. But I'd rather fucking just, like, chill and not do that, because fuck off. I remember the same people giving a chuckle about the banker goblins before her comments. Yeah, I mean, like, is there some like weird anti-Semitism in those goblins? I don't care what you fucking say, there is. Like, it's definitely fucking there. You know, and then, you know, people try to turn it around and be like, well, you know, you're the anti-Semite because you see that there. It's like, no, there's definitely, like, if you look at a fucking, you know, stereotypical depiction of like Jews from like the, you know, from anti-Semites, you know, you see a lot of the same features of like, you know, the long pointy noses and the fucking hunched over and you know, and that's exactly what you get from those Harry Potter goblins who run the wizard banking system, which, like, what is the most common fucking attribute of the anti-Semites today? Fucking Jewish bankers rule the world. So, like, you know, there's definitely some issues there. I don't know if she was consciously like, oh, yes, now I'll shit on Jews. I just think that, like, that anti-Semitism and that anti-Semitic imagery definitely, like, found its way into that piece of media. Harry works with the goblins, though. He works with one goblin who, like, betrays him. The second he fucking is to his advantage, so But like I'm not advocating we cancel the fucking piece of media for that or anything. I just think like, yeah, be aware of it and stuff if you want to, because like honestly, like if you don't make people aware of that, a lot of people are never gonna fucking even see it in the piece of media. Like honestly, the people who look at it and don't see that stuff and just see like, oh, it's goblins, you know, they're probably better off than the people who do see it there. Because the people who do see it have to then reckon with it in one way or the other. Whereas the people who just see goblins, they don't have to worry about that bullshit. So sometimes being aware of things is not necessarily the best. Same case about The Birth of a Nation. Yes, it's a pro KKK film, but it's an important film from a historical standpoint. Yeah, and I mean, it's like a benchmark in cinema for sure. But you know, insane. I mean, it's insane propaganda that like by any modern standard is just like crazy. Like black people in that movie are like basically demons out to rape white women. Like the portrayal of black people in Birth of a Nation is like, holy shit. Like they're just like, oh my god. Cho Chang, the Chinese character, Skull. I don't really understand. I really don't get the issue with why it's bad to have an Asian character named Cho Chang or whatever. Like, is that not an Asian name? Like, I'm pretty sure it is. You know, like people are like, oh, if we had an Irish character, it'd be like Seamus O'Flanagan. It's like, so what? Who cares? Like, I really fucking can't get worked up about it. Her saying that being a werewolf in her world is an allegory for AIDS. Well, yeah, I can see that. Like, so what? Like, what is the problem with that? Like, allegory is not a fucking valid storytelling thing anymore. If the message was werewolves are horrible and we hate werewolves, that'd be one thing. But like, the message was like, you know, just because someone has this affliction doesn't mean we should like write them off as a person. That seems to like be a pretty good message about AIDS. I don't know. Like, where's the fucking issue? I feel like you just say that like she said that being aware. She said that in her book, being a werewolf is an allegory for AIDS, and we're just all supposed to be, oh my god, what a horrible person. But like, I don't know if you actually look at it and like the messaging there, it doesn't really seem that bad. Doesn't seem bad at all, honestly. Seems like a pretty fucking on point message about it. Not that anyone really is even, I mean, I feel like very few people are even going to get the AIDS allegory anyway. But, you know, assuming that they do, it doesn't seem like a bad message to send out. Cho and Chang are both surnames. So what? Like, that's like someone being named Kyle David or something, you know? Like, so what, you know? Someone might have two names that sound like first names or two names that sound like last names. Does that never happen? They're pretty awesome if instead of an AIDS epidemic, we had a werewolf epidemic. Yeah, that's true. The issue with Cho Chang is the name just sounds Chinese and means nothing, and Chinese names have meaning because of the writing system. Okay, but like, I don't know that, like, I don't think that J.K. Rowling was like, I will now gravely insult Chinese people. I think she's just like, what's an Asian sounding name? Cho Chang. That's good. I think that's about all the thought that was put into that. You know? Like, she's not that important of a character. She could have, I mean, like, you could have fucking... The only thing that's actually important about her in that story is that Harry Potter fucking has a boner for her for like 5 minutes. That's it. Beyond that, what does she really fucking do? How important really is she to the story? So, of course, J.K. Rowling just throws a throwaway name at it. Like, when I'm writing my book, if I have a character that's important to me, yeah, I'm going to sit there and, like, really think about their name. But if there's just some fucking character that's just going to, like, open the door or something, or just be in, like, a couple of scenes, I'm not fucking sitting there agonizing over it. I'm just throwing a name on them and going and moving on about my day. And you know what? If that name is so grossly offensive, you know how many fucking copy editors and shit that had to get through? Like, at J.K. Rowling's level, do you know how many people fucking have input on that book? None of them brought it up. This seems like some fucking Monday morning quarterback bullshit that really wouldn't even be you wouldn't be making an issue of this if she wasn't a fucking virulent transphobe. Like, can we just focus on, like, the shit she's done that's actually a big deal instead of fucking pretending that there's all these problematic elements in the story that just aren't fucking there? It's like, oh, man, that's not how Asian name schemes really work. Who gives a rat's ass? You fucking crybaby. Hold on. I want to see something really quick. Dun, 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 dun. She didn't start with those editors. Yes, I have. There's been these. Yeah, but like, was Cho Chang even in the first? I don't think Cho Chang was even in the early books. I'm pretty sure she wasn't added until later, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But, you know, like, pretty much those, like, by the time she got to like the second or third book, there was hype. There was fucking a huge team around these fucking books at that point. But like I said, like, this is she just chose like, there's no fucking, it's not an issue. I don't give a fuck that she just chose an Asian sounding name and rolled with it. Just like I don't give a fuck if, like, I don't give a fuck if she named a black character Tyrone or a fucking Irish character Seamus or a Russian character Vladimir. I don't give a flying fucking rat's ass. Who gives a shit? Like, to me, it's such a fake concern. Like, oh my God. Oh, so insensitive. Is it? Pretty sure it just doesn't fucking matter and you're fucking making a mountain out of a goddamn molehill, but whatever. Care about what you want, I guess. The outrage the left has about J.K. Rowling's art is no different than the outrage the right has when Superman's son came out as bi. Yeah, man, I don't know. People who get fucking all bent out of shape about fucking the decisions of artists really fucking bug the shit out of me. It wasn't about that. She literally called the black guy Shacklebolt. What if she had a black character named Simeon Shacklebolt? Wait, did she call a guy Shacklebolt or no? Hey, TJ, are you married? I forgot. I am married. Yeah. I don't remember no damn character called Shacklebolt, so I assume that they were, like, used pretty sparingly if that was actually, like, a king. Let's see. Kingsley Shacklebolt. Okay, so yeah, some fucking like throwaway character that's in like 5 seconds of something. Ooh, how insensitive. How rude. You know, how you gonna have that name, you know? Shackle for a black character? I mean, what's going on there, huh? Mm. I'm trying to find out the etymology of this name. Dun, dun, dun. What does the surname Shacklebolt mean? According to U.S. user from Wisconsin, U.S., the name Shacklebolt means the metal part of a chain holding everything together. Okay. His name is Kingsley Shacklebolt. She said in an interview that she gives great thought to naming each character, so her now saying that it was unintentional is funny. I mean, I don't know what is or isn't intentional, but I think that, like, you guys zeroing in on the fucking word shackle and being like, oh, he's a black dude and he's got shackle in his name, obviously a slight against black people. What is she saying there? That she supports slavery? Huh? What's going on? Well, his first name is Kingsley, so she's saying he's a king. And doesn't he become... Yeah, it says he becomes Minister of Magic. So, like, what? Huh? Like, why are you so fucking pissed about this? And by the way, like, I don't care if she said in interviews that she sits there, like, deeply contemplating each character's name, no matter how minor of a character. Like, yes, oh, I must make sure every character has an exquisite, well-crafted name. I don't buy that for a goddamn second. You know? I don't know what her habits are as a writer, but as a fucking guy writing a novel, I could tell you that, like, when you start getting into these minor characters, you do put less fucking thought into it. Just like, yeah, here you go. On top of that, Kingsley Shacklebolt's a cool fucking name. Like, just like taking your weird race baity shit out of it. Kingsley Shacklebolt's a cool fucking name, bro. What are you looking? Where are you looking when you talk? I'm looking up here at, like, my little, like, Google screen so that I can fucking, because I'm looking at information about what you guys are saying there, trying to see what's really going on and suss out some kind of, like, truth. Kind of problematic when she named her gay character Faggot Son Gaylord. Look, that's just pure coincidence, dude. Don't worry about that. Dude, I was when I was reading this book, reading this book series called Furies of Calderon or some shit. And there was a dude in those books that was literally named Gaius Sextus. And I was like, holy shit. You don't want to try something else? Like, it wasn't meant to be funny. Like, it was like, we're supposed to take it seriously. Like, yes, this is the great king, Gaius Sextus. It's like, I don't know. You want to change one of those around? Because, like... I even pointed out on like some author forum. I was like, dude, this dude's name is Gaius Sextus. Does anyone else think that's funny? And they're all like, you're juvenile. It's like, okay. I guess I'm the only fucking... I guess I'm the only one with my brain in the fucking mud or whatever. Yeah. Glad you guys fucking sympathize. Yes, my name is Buttius Bangius. Like, what? Metus Pompeius. What about the great rulers? Zao Dadong. Yeah, I don't know. His rhyme just was any couple of things she's put in the books can be overlooked, but when there's stacks and stacks, and it gets a little hard to ignore. But you made the stacks. Like, what you're not listening to what I'm fucking telling you. When you go through any piece of media with a fine-tooth comb looking for anything to possibly be offended by, you're going to find a treasure trove. But, like, you created that treasure trove. You're finding reasons to be offended. Like, you're literally seeking them out. Bickus Dickus. Maybe Cho Chang is a hillbilly. Yeah, you never know. Does it ever explicitly say she's Asian? Yeah, like, the problem with J.K. Rowling is that she's a fucking turf, all right? Like, whatever other problems are in the book, I don't know. You guys, I feel like you guys are, like, looking for other reasons to, like, back up the hatred. Here's what I really think happened. I think a bunch of people were like, J.K. Rowling's a transphobic piece of shit, don't read her books. People are like, yeah, I'm still gonna read the books, because, like, there's really nothing problematic about that. So, like, oh, yeah? And they took that as a challenge, and they went and fucking found every fucking possible thing in the books that you could possibly get offended by, and be like, see? The books are evil, too. But, like, all the shit they have is weak. There's a black man with the name Shackle in his fucking last name. What the fuck's up with that, huh? What about the treatment of them house elves? Isn't that fucked up? Like, all right, guys. You guys are really fucking nailing this. Oh, wow, you've really convinced me with your fucking airtight argument, guys. You're knocking it out the fucking park. Which is weird because she specifies every black character's race. I mean, but like in a fucking book set in England, if you didn't specify their races, people would just assume every character was white. So like you almost kind of have to go out of your way to be like, this character has this color skin. If she didn't do that, if she didn't literally go and say those characters were black, you'd be on here complaining there's no black characters. Right? So... yeah, like, who gives a shit if she specified the character's fucking race? Like, it's usually, like, a throwaway thing, like, yeah, they're chocolate-colored skin or whatever the fuck. And it's like, oh, man, I'm offended now. Why you gotta point it out? If she didn't point it out, you'd be like, there's not one black character in all these books. What a racist. So suck a fucking dick. Just, like, stop. Can you guys stop trying to win this argument? You can't. You're dumb. You're not gonna win. J.K. Rowling is a bigoted piece of shit because she hates trans people. But her books are not problematic. They're fine. Quit fucking crying like a bunch of goddamn piss babies. Like, you're really starting to annoy me with it. One time I spoke to Daniel Radcliffe and we did cocaine while listening to Blur. That's cool. Yeah, TJ, she on Twitter tried to imply Hermione was supposed to be black in the books. I mean, you can... There's literally descriptions of Hermione's skin as white. Which, by the way, yeah, she specified the color of white person's skin in the books, too, so... So this idea, like, oh, I always intended Hermione to be black, you know. I never... It's like, no, you didn't. Like, how fucking stupid do you think we are? That's why I don't trust this bitch when she's like, oh, I put so much thought and effort into every character's name. No, you didn't. She just lies and retcons shit all the time. Remember when people were mad about a crayon being named Negro? Yeah, I know. That's like the level of fucking butthurt we're dealing with here. Harry's alabaster nutsack swayed in the evening breeze. My book doesn't have any black characters. So, you know, I don't know. Am I racist? Probably. I think of all my characters as white. Maybe I'll go race change them afterwards. Like, yeah, this one's black and this one's Asian or something. There you go. There's your tokenistic fucking racial diversity. Or maybe I'll just make it canonically like, yeah, in the future there's no other races but white. The white people genocided all the other races, so all the characters are white. Problematic TJ. Canceled. Yeah. Man, if you guys are offended by this shit in Harry Potter, I fucking don't even read my book, all right? If you guys have found ways to be offended by Harry Potter, I don't even want you fucking looking at what I've fucking written. Leave my ass alone. In the future, everyone will be beige. Ah, yes, the beige race. Yes, I always intended for Spud McManase to be a white character, to be a black character. Yes, he was. What? You didn't get that impression from the book? Weird. People are telling me I'm a bigot if I buy the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy game. I'm still buying it because it looks amazing. I can have issues with Rowling and still enjoy the content. I don't care. You do what you want. I really don't give a rat's ass one way or the other what games you fucking buy. I don't give a shit. Where does the story take place? It takes place in the Martian city of New Orleans. I'll make a funny rap album for kids. Your history of humor, of musical humor, is direct inspiration. Sorry to spam, lol. Okay. Ron was always a closeted twink. Okay. TJ, look at all his Chinese characters named Ching Chong, Zhang Zhou, and Kyle Connor. Like, I actually do have a peripheral Asian character now that I think about it. I think his name is just Kane, but he's not even really, like, he's just like mentioned in passing, like in a very early chapter, and doesn't really make any other appearances. I don't even remember his first name. I just remember his last name is Kane. Oh, you know what? I do have a half Asian, half Russian character named Octavius Matsumoto. So, I don't know. Is that offensive? Did I do a racism with that name? Oh no. Matsumoto. That's pretty stereotypical, huh? Oops. Guess I should pick a different Japanese name or whatever the fuck, because that one might be too on the nose, huh? Canceled. By the way, I'm just gonna let you know, right off the bat that I didn't put any fucking thought into those names. I was just like, what's a cool name? Huh, Octavius Matsumoto. That sounds cool. I kind of just did figure that in the future we'd all be mutts. So, you know, just think about everybody is beige then. You might see like more racial features in this person or that person, but you know, whatever. Paul is good guy. Scott is good guy. TJ is good. Thanks. I'm not a guy though. Hitachi Mitsubishi. You guys are making me want to go back and give all of my peripheral characters like vaguely offensive names. Yes, this is my Asian character, Toyota Yamaha. Non-binary TJ. Miso sashimi. Yeah. Dijon fried chicken. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Tyrone Shackleship. Like, all right. Oh, fuck. What? Taekwondo Karen. What? Hibachi Motorola. I love it. You must have a slightly anti-Semitic character, TJ. Name them Matzo Money Grabber. That's too on the nose, even for me. You know? You know, it needs to be a little subtle, you know, a little more subtle than that. Like, you know, Mort Dreidel. Something like that, you know? Is it possible to appropriate a slur? I don't know. Matzo balls. Matzo ball fucking soup. Make a bunch of offensive names in English, then translate them into Japanese or Korean and just say, Japan was more influential in this world. LMAO. Oh, fuck, yeah. TJ's decaying before our eyes. Tick tock, sands through the hourglass. Oh shit. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I don't understand this fiddle faddle bullshit no more. I forgot the phrase TikTok existed as a reference to time. Well, I'm going to get going. See you around.